Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Hit the Wall podcast. It's Stuart here, and I'm just jumping on at the start of this episode. Firstly, to say thank you for finding us. We are a new podcast. It's primarily going to be about running, as I've signed up to my first ever marathon next year. But it also sort of drifts into talking about other things like life, family, and in the case of this episode that you're about to listen to, tampons, but that'll all make sense very shortly indeed. This is our first ever recording of a podcast, except from the teaser trailer that almost, in fact, by the time this is recorded, over 100 of you have downloaded so far. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for downloading and listening to that. Safe to say it's been quite nerve-wracking putting an idea that I've had out into the public domain. I've done radio shows in the past, and I've not been as nervous because there's been a sort of nice ratio of talking and playing music. But with this, it's just talking for about half an hour. So it's a bit of a different animal. So I do hope that you enjoy the first episode. Do remember that it is the first episode. It's still a wee bit sort of unscripted and a bit all over the place where we try and find a structure that works. There's going to be bits that don't work, bits that we need to work on. But once we get going and we're a few episodes in, it'll definitely sound a bit more organised. I have considered re-recording the episode many times, but there's moments within this first episode that I did want to keep in, and if we redid them, then the reaction wouldn't be the same, and also Amy couldn't be bothered. So I just wanted to sort of come on and tell you that at the start. I did also want to, speaking of Amy, I wanted to thank Amy, who is my co-host and my wife. She's had to put up with a lot of me going on about this podcast, telling her my ideas, aspirations for it, and pestering her for many, many years to do a podcast with me. I've wanted to do one for such a long time. And the fact that she's doing it with me, she's been amazingly supportive. It makes me so happy because I could not do this with anyone else. Right, that's all I wanted to say. So once again, thank you for listening, and let's get to it. Episode 1 of Hit the Wall starts now. Hello, and hello.
Wow, hello.
Hello, that was a good start, wasn't it?
That was enthusiastic.
Episode 1.
Dun dun. One.
We are here. Have you got your drink with you?
I do.
Can we have a
this
little-
is a new world for me because I'm used to radio. So last week, or when we did the trailer,
Yeah.
I found out I was allowed to swear, which
Yep.
you're not allowed to do on radio.
Yep.
And this week I found out you're allowed to drink.
Yes.
So-
next week.
Come on, we're podcasting. Whoa, it's a whole different podcast. Settle down.
Cheers. Episode 1. We thought we'd have a little celebratory drink to kick off the podcast because after this, I'll be behaving myself.
Speak for yourself.
Not really. Sorry, I just drank into the microphone there. Professional start as always. So welcome to episode 1 of Hit the Wall. Very excited to be here doing the first episode. And a big thank you as well to
Me.
the as
Not
of...
me.
Not you. No.
All right.
As of time of record, which is Friday the 25th of August, 76 people have downloaded the 10 minutes and 30 odd seconds of us talking rubbish.
Yeah, I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
Far and wide as well.
Far and wide. We've had
America.
people download from... I seen them, because you know how I said Washington was one of them.
Uh-huh.
Somebody else downloaded it in California. And we've had we've had 2 in New Zealand.
Wow.
And the rest of... Well, 1 in Belgium, and then the rest have all been sort of UK.
So, I mean, I'm feeling like we need to just try and get like house swaps with these people, or house swaps. I
House
said that really
swaps.
I said that like Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Swapped or
Yeah.
Sean Connery. Anyway, let's just come to New Zealand to do a podcast. Will you put us up?
Yeah, I mean, that's far-fetched for episode 1. In fact, it wasn't even episode 1.
Listen, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, let's see how far it takes us. Why not?
New Zealand, literally the other side of the world.
That is literally the other side of the world. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. This is Hit the Wall. I'm Stuart. That's Amy.
Hi.
And we are just going to talk about running because that's what the whole podcast is about.
Some people are here just for that.
And then we're going to go on to...
And the other people are here to listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just start by telling them who we are because people don't know.
Okay.
Some people know.
Okay, so...
Not like, hello, my name is. None of that.
No. Hello, my name is Stuart and I live in...
What I did on my summer holidays.
No. So do you want to start then since it was your idea to do that?
Well, just mean like our background, like our
history. Our history. Okay. Go then.
In hospital radio.
Go then. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just... So this is weird for me to be able to just talk and no music. I was struggling with the intro. I was like, where's the intro music?
Yeah, because we're used to just talking for a couple of minutes and then playing a music track, but we can't do that.
Yeah, so like I had crisps earlier and I can't eat crisps on the radio.
I did.
On the radio I can eat crisps. Well, songs are on.
You said, do you want some crisps? I went, no, we've got to do a podcast.
Yeah, I knew that, but I was like, oh, I can't have snacks. But I can have drinks apparently.
You can drink.
Which you can't do on the radio, so swings and roundabouts.
Exactly. We can do whatever the fuck we want. See? I'm doing it again.
I'm feels excited. Remember that one time I got in trouble for swearing on the radio? Not me, the song.
Ah, you played a song. You played, what was it?
It was
Crash
Twin
Land.
Twin Atlantic.
Crash Land by Twin Atlantic.
And it says, we're fucked. But what I tried to do was fade it out for that bit.
Yeah.
Because it was very limited equipment. We didn't have none of this like fancy
I mean, it was
stuff.
a big, massive fuck off desk. It was a big fancy desk.
But I mean, like in terms of like the actual program for the radio, it was quite like it was quite old.
Yeah.
And basic.
Yeah. I think you played it off a CD as well.
Yeah. So I faded it out, but I faded it back in too quick, and because I was pushing the fader up at the time, it actually made the fuck
made the
louder.
It's the loudest fuck you've ever heard.
Very loud. Listen, it was a Friday night radio show, so people, it was past Watershed. I don't know what the problem was.
It was actually past the Watershed as well, so I don't know what the problem was.
Drama!
But so yeah.
So I can say that on here. We can't play Twin Atlantic because that's copyright, but...
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I can say it if I want.
So, yeah, so we started in hospital radio. That's where we met. That's where our eyes locked. Wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In that tiny...
You really hate all the mushy stuff, don't you? Like, looking back on our old Facebook posts when you used to be able to post on people's walls.
Me a book just even thinking about it.
You used to be able to post on people's walls, like, publicly, messages to each other, and it used to be all like, love you, and then a million kisses.
Book.
Best day ever. Ah, those were the days.
Anyway, so we met in a radio studio, which was about, I don't know, 6 foot by 6 foot if you're lucky, and one time somebody peed in the kettle.
Somebody did pee in the kettle. Was that a pee or a poo?
No, it was a pee.
Was it a pee?
Was it a pee or a poo? Clearly we are parents of toddlers.
Yeah. Did you do a pee in the kettle or the poo in the kettle?
It wasn't us.
Why were you doing it in the kettle? Yeah, that was a weird episode as well, wasn't it?
It was a strange time. Anyway, that's the romantic story right there.
Yeah. And then and then a few years later we were married.
And just like that, 2 kids later.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing happened in between.
Yeah. We do have jobs as well.
Yeah, but you said we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about jobs.
Nah.
Because they're just boring.
Well,
jobs are boring.
Yeah.
Whereas other things are more exciting, like children. We have 2 children.
Depends on the market, though. Not everyone thinks children are more exciting than jobs. It depends who you're talking to.
True.
And some days, I find my job more exciting than my children.
Yeah, I mean,
I
especially during COVID, I was sort of looking forward to going into work most days. Love them, obviously.
Well, I had 1 then as well. It was easier then.
I know. Now we've got 2. So yeah, we've got a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old as of yesterday.
Yep.
And they are nice. We've just put them down to bed. We were meant to start recording this podcast about an hour ago, but one of them decided that they weren't tired.
Yep.
So we had a little extra half-hour fight with them. But now we're here, and we're recording.
Exciting.
Yeah. So
and I managed to eat all my crisps before we recorded, so it's actually a good thing that we had a wee delay.
Definitely.
To eat all my crisps.
Yeah.
I'm
so,
very food driven. You're running driven and going to be like getting into this fitness.
Well, I say running driven.
And I'm like, where's the crisps?
I'm going to get running driven.
Okay.
And you're going to continue eating crisps, and that's fine.
And I'm just going to keep being driven everywhere.
So
See what I did?
yeah, see what you did. because it run. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and split the podcast up. So the first part is going to be about running and my sort of updates and things like that, the boring stuff. But we're going to try and make light of it, obviously, because we're not going to be one of those. We're not going to be one of those running podcasts where it's going to be like, oh, today I ran this and this was my pace and this is what I ate and drank and this is all that sort of shit. But we're just going to give you wee updates. What I'm going to do after this, you'll have seen this by the time this episode comes out, but after I record this, I'm going to do a wee Instagram video on the Hit the Wall Instagram page. So if you haven't followed us on that already, it's at Hit the Wall Pod. There's also a Facebook page, Hit the Wall Podcast. You can find it if you just search in the Facebook bit. But I'm going to put a wee video up to try and encourage people, if they want to start running. I'm going to start my running journey on the 1st of September when this episode's going to come out. And I'm going to encourage as many listeners, if you haven't done a Couch to 5K before, or if you haven't run before and you want to join in and follow me as I work towards the marathon.
Bit creepy.
Not follow me physically, just like follow me supportively and do your own running journey. I can't say journey again.
No.
Sound like an absolute wank. But yeah, so if you want to follow along with me, then you can. The app that I'm going to be using is the BBC Couch to 5K, which I started to use a few weeks ago.
Plug for the BBC.
Yes.
Can we charge TV license for this podcast now that you've said that?
I don't know.
Podcast license?
But if BBC are listening and they want to sponsor us, no, they can't do that.
What about BBC New Zealand?
BBC New Zealand, British Broadcasting Corporation New Zealand.
There is BBC, well, BBC World.
BBC World, they do Bluey.
No.
Interesting.
Australia do Bluey.
That's true. But yeah, if you want to follow us, it's the BBC Couch to 5K app, and I think you can choose. Well, I say I think you can choose which celebrity you want to do a little voiceover with, and that person is sort of your coach, your guidance, your inspiration, and things like that. So I was going
to say, tell them who you've gone for.
Yeah, so I've chosen
wait, drum roll.
Sanjeev Kohli.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Naveed from Still Game. Now, the disappointing thing about that is, I mean, it's really good, but the sad thing is he's not Naveed in the app. So he's like, hello, I'm Sanjeev Kohli, and welcome to your running journey with the Couch to 5K. So you're about to start your first run. Congratulations, you've taken your first step.
And what you
have to do now is you have to do your 5-minute warm-up walk and then run for 2 minutes.
Yep.
What I really want is...
What you really wanted was, run you fat bastard!
Run you fat bastard. But, no. They've missed a trick there.
It's a bit like when you used to get sat-navs, like before everything was on your phone.
Yeah.
Tom-toms and that.
Yeah.
And they used to have like celebrities, like, and they would tell you, like, I think my stepdad had Vic Reeves.
Yeah, I had...
Like, shout at you.
Yeah, I had John Cleese.
Aye.
And he used to give me...
He
used to give us the distance to the next turn in metric miles.
Way. Get used to these kind of jokes for me.
You get used to talking over each other in jokes as well.
You need to give me a chance to speak. You're just sitting there waffling on.
I'm not waffling on. I'm telling them about what's happened, what we're going to do. You can follow us and let us know. Hit the Wall Pod. And you can email us, hitthewallpod@gmail.com. Also, if you have things like any funny running stories, so if you've been out a run or out a walk even, and you've came across something or you've seen something funny that's happened, we want to know about it. We want to talk about it on the pod. hitthewallpod@gmail.com.
You've said that those times now.
I have, because I'm just trying to get it across. Funny thing I found on one of my runs last week.
I don't think this is funny. I think it's gross.
Or
but
2 weeks ago. I found a tampon.
You did?
In a bush. Like a green bush, not a hairy bush.
Oh. So that's us lost most of our new followers.
So
already.
yeah. Bye, mum. So yeah, I was running past this bush and I just seen tampon, and it was one of those things where I was like,
you have to keep saying bush.
Bush, yes, because it was a bush, and I thought that's going to be really funny for the podcast. When I'm coming back, I'll take a picture of it.
Because people can see our photos on this.
But by the time I came back, it had gone.
No. So you came home.
Yeah.
And then because you had already told me this story. Did you text me or phone? I can't remember.
I texted you while I was running.
Yeah.
When I seen it.
Just shows you how serious he is as a runner.
Just after I'd seen it.
Yeah, so it shows you how serious he is as a runner. It's like texting and running. It's like texting and driving. Not paying attention.
It isn't like texting and driving at all. It's nothing like that.
But you're still not paying attention and paying 100% dedication to the cause, are you?
No.
Anyway, so it comes back home, starts to get like change for his run, and then I was like, so what about the tampon? I think we're taking a picture of it. He actually gets his shoes back on and goes back out to look for it.
Yep. I had to.
Weirdo.
I had to take a picture, but then it was gone. So the person who lost it must have came back for it. That's the only conclusion that I've drawn for that.
I hope it wasn't used. And if it was,
it didn't look used. It wasn't.
Was it in a packet still? Don't say it. Was it in a packet still?
It wasn't in a packet, no. It's like somebody had taken it out and just hung it from the bush like
like a Christmas
like
tree
a Christmas
decoration.
bauble.
Well, do you know what? From a woman's point of view, if you're in need and there's like, it's good when there's like free ones in bathrooms and that. So maybe somebody was just in need.
So what you're saying is,
and they saw one in a bush.
What you're saying is,
they were like, "That's a gift from above."
We should start a
maybe
campaign.
We should. Like a hang a tampon campaign.
Hang a tampon. Hashtag hang a tampon.
I did not expect this to go this way.
Nope.
If there's people on here like ready for your running tips, they're going to be like, okay, we're done with this.
I put that in the blurb for the podcast. If you're looking for running tips in this, you've come to the wrong place. You're not going to get running tips. You're just going to get waffling stories and our absolute nonsense. So I hope you're buckled up and ready for that. The other things we're going to talk about is things like family life. And because as we've mentioned already, we have 2 kids and they make us laugh, they make us cry. They say things that are really funny, especially Riley, the 4-year-old.
Oh yeah, because the 9-month-old can only say dada, la la, tata.
And dada. Did you say dada?
Yes.
Oh, and she also says dada.
Yep.
And dad.
Which is fine because when it's 6 in the morning and she's shouting it.
Although tonight,
cool.
I was laughing at her tonight with how exasperated she sounded. She was doing something and I just heard, Dad. Dad. I think she was just trying to sleep. I think it was the first time we would put her down to sleep. It's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, we're looking for funny things that your children have said that they've meant like something else. Mispronounced words. So we have a few examples from Riley this past week. You had one from the other day when she was singing.
Oh, so we've had Christmas songs this week for some reason. It is August.
Uh-huh.
But she's been watching Christmas stuff on her iPad.
Coco Melon. Coco Melon. I fucking hate Coco Melon so much.
Yeah, I don't like Coco Melon either. But it does actually entrance them for long enough to get stuff done. So
yeah, true.
Whatever. Yeah, so Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly is what she's been singing all week. But she's been singing Strike the Halls 1,000 Volley.
Which doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
And she's been singing it.
Strike the halls 1,000 volley, la 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 la, which sometimes encourages Blair to join him in the la la las.
Does it?
Sometimes, yes.
Ah, awesome. So yeah, we're looking for things like that. You had another example of something that she said. She was looking for a potato masher.
Oh,
do you remember what it was?
Was it like
I wrote it down.
Potato smasher or something.
Potato smasher.
Potato smasher. Yeah, I need the potato smasher.
And the best one, I think, was I came into the kitchen the other day when you were making their lunch and you were making fish fingers, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. I wonder I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. And you went, "Can I have some fish fingers?" I didn't want fish fingers, and then I was looking for something else, and then I says, "Oh, maybe I'll make a toasty." And then you said again, "There's fish fingers in the air fryer," and I leaned into you very, very nicely because I'm really nice like this.
In front of children who were sitting,
and we have this sort of relationship where I just leaned in and I just whispered in your ear, "I don't want fucking fish fingers."
Yeah.
And then Riley picked up on that and she went, "What did Daddy say to you?" And then you just went.
I said sweet nothings.
Sweet nothings, and then
whispered sweet nothings.
And then Riley, without missing a beat, just went sweet muffins. So now it's sweet muffins.
Sweet muffins.
I'm giving you such sweet muffins. So that's the sort of thing we're looking for. If you have any examples like that, then please do email us. And what's the email address?
I have no idea.
I've been saying it all episode.
Listen, I never listen to you, ever. I'm not going to change now.
hitthewallpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on the Insta. By the way, do you know how to
Shouting?
By the way, do you know how to use Instagram?
Not really.
Oh, I was
What do you
hoping
mean?
I was hoping that you would be like the admin for the podcast Instagram,
I mean, yeah, if you want. I don't.
because I don't know how to use it. I've tried. I can post a picture and a wee bit underneath it. But see, things like stories and that, you're so much better.
Oh yeah, I can do stories and reels and that.
Yeah, you're so much better at those. So
Okay.
you might have another job.
And there you go. And another thing I've been roped into without consent.
That sounds really bad.
I know.
Well,
Well, just on the subject of consent. No, I'm just saying that because we were talking about safe sex earlier, because you wrote on that list of things we were going to talk about, it says wrap it up, and I said, do you mean your willy? And then
Yeah.
and then you were like, no, I mean wrap up the episode.
wrap
and
up the episode, yeah, because I've done like little bullet points and
then I
stuff.
said that we could promote safe sex if we wanted to. Wrap it
Well,
up.
you know, we're already promoting Hang a Tampon.
Exactly.
So-
There's a theme here. So, you know, and once we've told you a few stories about our kids, you have
I mean,
no
I was
issue
really,
wrapping it up.
I was really wanting to name this first episode Sweet Muffins, but
I think it's going to be hang a tampon.
Hang a Tampon could really draw people in. Like, what the fuck is this about?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Oh well.
I thought you were looking for recipes.
Oh aye. Oh yeah. Because I'm thinking it. Because I'm obviously wanting to eat better and stuff. So if anybody has any recipes, people talk about overnight oats quite a lot and making overnight oats, and I've never made it before.
But you don't eat porridge.
I don't eat porridge, but I might just try and give it a go. So I'm looking for anybody's recipes for things like overnight oats, and I mean it's pretty much
Protein.
just
Protein.
protein. Yeah,
Protein.
yeah. I might try some stuff like during the podcast and see how I like it, or if I don't like it.
I liked that protein stuff you put in the pancakes. That was quite nice.
What, just my protein powder?
Made the
got
the
loads-
pancakes
The
taste
pancakes.
vanilla-y.
There's still loads there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't want big muscles.
Do you not?
No, really.
Right, fair enough. Oh, you see that protein yogurt, by the way, that I got. You, because
Aye.
you're very nice and you're very good at doing the shopping. Do you like that little?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm praising you, and then I'm saying, however, that protein yogurt that you bought was shit. I had it today, and it says, I hate this when yogurts do this, right? When they promote.
When yogurts.
I hate when
when
yogurts.
yogurt strikes
I hate.
back.
I do hate when yogurts do this. When they say smooth strawberry yogurt, and then you drink it or you eat it. What do you do with yogurts? Eat them? Drink them?
Eat them.
Well, this is like in a little pouch, so I was technically drinking it, and it had bits in it.
Ugh.
That's not smooth. That's not a smooth yogurt.
Honestly, I've never met somebody who's 36 who greets so much about wee tiny bits of fruit and yogurt.
Ugh, horrible. Ugh.
Great, that's what you've came like, listening to you making boke noises to stop it. That made you boke more than tampon chat and whatever else.
Yeah, because it wasn't a used tampon.
It was just a
It
bitty.
would make a better
it was
story.
a bitty yogurt.
It would make a better story and a more compelling story as well. Like, how did they get there? Why was it covered in?
Okay, right. Plenty.
But yeah, see, you've bought me like a chocolate mousse thing.
I did.
That sounds more up my street. I'm going to give that a go. So
Because when I go shopping for the whole family.
you do, and I go shopping for
You.
me, pretty much.
You're lucky if you bring back a full dinner.
Yep.
I got chicken. What did you get to go with the chicken?
Chicken, more chicken, potatoes.
One of the kids won't eat chicken. Oh, what did you get for the kids? Oh, we got kids.
We're also going to do gripes
No, we're not.
on
'Cause
this.
that's very Chris and Rosie.
It is very Chris and Rosie.
But
yeah.
if we want to do that, I can talk about the loft.
No, we're not going to do that.
Mm.
We're not going to talk about the loft.
Right, well.
We're never going to talk about the loft. The loft is out of bounds. It should be out of bounds. It's an absolute death trap. Anyway, that's us done 24 minutes. And we said we were going to stick.
That's us lost 24 followers.
We were going to stick. We were going to stick to 30. So, thank you for listening to the first episode. this is obviously coming out as you're listening to it, the 1st of September. That's when we're starting the running.
Quickly though, you're doing this because you signed up for the Edinburgh Marathon.
Yes.
Which is in May.
May, yes.
And you yesterday, I just found out about a new marathon for you.
Oh, I was going to talk about this. Yes. So I've signed up. I've signed up to the wrong marathon.
Yep.
I've signed up to the completely wrong marathon because there is something called, and you whiskey lovers will love this, the Dramathon, which sounds like a Showtime thing.
Yeah. Or it sounds like loads of people collapsing that journey.
Yeah.
Dramathon.
But I've not read too much into it, but I think you start at one distillery and then you run past all the other distilleries in a certain part of Scotland, and then at the end you get...
Is it like Speyside or somewhere? Somewhere where there's like loads of whiskey? Or is it... I don't know where it is.
I don't know. But I think with every distillery that you hit, at the end you get... A miniature from that distillery.
See, that's motivation that you need. You're a whiskey man.
Yeah. I was thinking when you first told me about it and I looked at it, I thought it was you were getting steaming as you were going through a marathon, which would be a terrible idea. I mean, it would be a good idea. It would be a terrible idea. So, yeah, if you want to sign up to the Dramathon, I think it's in October, but I'm not going to be ready for that. I'd rather just drink whiskey in the meantime. Right. Well, that's episode 1. We've told people what it's going to be about. We've had a little bit of chat. We've spoke about the loft. We've got the loft chat out the way.
No, we haven't.
We have.
I've got a lot more to say about the loft.
That's fine. We can keep that for off pod.
I bet we get no messages about running and just lots of questions about the fucking loft.
Yeah. So, subscribe, share this podcast if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed it, then it's going to get better. Don't worry. This is just the first episode. We're just...
Then share it anyway, because someone else might enjoy it.
We're trying to find our feet, so give us a few weeks, but it should be... Oh, there's your feet there.
Yep.
Yeah. Visual gags.
Are very much taken from my 76-year-old grandfather.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed.
And a lot of them are visual as well, which is terrible for a podcast. So thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yes. And see you next week.
Come back soon.
Keep an eye out on the Hit the Wall Pod Instagram page, where I'll be putting a wee post up.
Or I will be, apparently, it turns out.
Yeah, probably. And
hitthewallpod@gmail.com is the email address. Which I've just learned.
That's right. And we're going to start the running stuff.
Great. I mean, so when you're going to start the running stuff, basically I'll be here by myself because you'll be out running.
Yes.
You want to do a podcast from you running while you're running.
It's one of the ideas that I've had.
Right, I would like people's opinions on this, because my opinion is people do not want to listen to you panting as you run around the park. It's weird.
Well, to start with,
it's a different kind of podcast.
To start
There's a certain market for that.
To start with, it's just going to be me running, then walking, then running, then walking. It's like interval stuff, so I'm not going to be panting as much. Maybe after a couple of months, I'll be a bit out of breath. But it's just an idea that I had.
Okay.
Where I would just run. I would attach a microphone, and then I would go out a run, and then I would just talk during my run. I look crazy because I look like I'm talking to myself, but I don't care about that sort of thing. But that's just an idea that I had.
Okay.
If you like that idea, let us know via the methods of contact that we've told you over and over again in this episode.
Or if you don't like it, also.
Yeah.
I think we should do an opinion poll every week of something that we disagree on. See who wins.
I'm all for it. We'll think of one for next week.
Like Ant versus Deck, but on opinion polls for us.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sorted.
Starting next week.
Okay.
I think we've hit a wall, Amy.
You're going to say that at the end of every episode?
I don't know. Let's see if it catches on. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.